Everywhere we look, it's just the same. Plenty of urchins, but just inadequate row to make any money. But you've just got to keep at it.
Yeah, not so good, eh? Two cases maybe.
Geez, this is no good. At this rate, these urchins aren't even going to be worth collecting.
As Dwayne and the team head out again, Tim has an idea that might steer the trip back into the black.
Yeah, no butterfish, but there's a few sea cucumbers not on the sandy bottom, funny enough, they're up on the sides.
Tim's collected sea cucumbers in the past. We know there's a market for them. Just having a look around, we can see plenty of them. So Tim and I decided to cut our losses on the butterfish and focus on the sea cucumbers.
I reckon we hook into some of them, eh?
If we grab a load of these cucumbers, it'll make up for the disappointment of this morning.
I'll go and jump in here and try and find some cucumbers and figure it out.
Sweet as.
There's no butterfish.
Yeah.
Sea cucumbers are a marine animal found in large numbers and are often described as scavengers or vacuum cleaners of the sea floor. With both nutritional and medicinal qualities, they are typically harvested and dried for resale. China is one of the biggest markets for sea cucumbers, where they are considered a delicacy.
We've got two firsts for us this trip. We haven't harvested sea cucumbers either, so we've been told what to do. We're just going to figure a bit of it out as we go.
Over with Team Raymond, the young bucks have decided not to let the lack of fat urchins spoil a perfectly good dive.
We actually managed to find this shipwreck that was in this book. The shipwreck's about 100 years old. So yeah, we're just going to drop in for a look now. We got my good mate Dion and that guy Storm. Yeah, we're going to go down and have a look, see.
Got down there and the boat had turned over a whole lot of bubble blowers, and we thought we'd go down and freak them out.
It's so good to see people's faces when you just drop straight down to them at depth. We were diving around 20 metres. These guys see a guy pop down right in front of them with a snorkel in their mouth. It's pretty funny actually, so yeah, it's having ball, eh? This guy's got quite a shock when we were actually doing the swim throughs through the reef, swimming into the wheelhouse and actually pretending to drive the boat. When I was about 12 or 13, I was right into my scuba diving, but as free diving took over from there, it's just so much better. It feels so much more natural, and yeah, I love it.
Oh, this place is absolutely amazing. Like, free diving it is just, oh, I got no words for it. It's rad.
Dwayne and the old dogs are throwing themselves into collecting sea cucumbers.
Cucumbers are everywhere at the moment, which is good because we're going to need a load of them to make any money.
And it's not long before Dwayne's competitive nature comes out.
How many did you get on your first dive?
10. Make sure you know that.
But while the boys are finally making money, the morning's spearfishing has attracted some unwanted visitors.
Just be aware there's a big 7-giller hanging around. He's quite aggressive, he's quite boisterous at the moment and getting quite darty. Timmy was just diving with ledge here before and he's getting a few cucumbers and then he got buzzed by this 7-giller. It was getting quite towy around his feet and sort of getting quite aggressive. See 7-gillers all the time. Normally they're pretty good and they leave us alone, but you got to keep an eye on them because you can't trust them.
The crew of the Southern Leader are collecting sea cucumbers in Dusky Sound when a curious 7-gill shark starts getting too close for comfort.
Just be aware there's a big 7-giller hanging around. He's quite aggressive, he's quite boisterous at the moment and getting quite darty. I'm responsible for my crew. I can't take risks, especially when we're so far from any help, 14 hours away. The 7-giller's getting quite boisterous and we have to do something. Got to put the boys' safety first. Spear in the back of the head, that should sort it out. I hate to do this. They're a pretty cool creature, but this one here was getting quite boisterous towards Timmy and coming in quite hot, so we didn't really have much choice. There's still a couple swimming around, but they're pretty docile, they're pretty good at the moment, but there's plenty of these sharks swimming around in these fjordan waters. They've got two different types of teeth. The top teeth are hard teeth that grip, and the bottom teeth cut. So they come on and they grip on there, and then they cut with the bottom, and then they take a chunk out. The good thing about it is they taste good, you know, it's not going to go to waste.
Dinner time.
Dinner time.
With the threat of the shark out of the way, the boys are free to get back to collecting sea cucumbers to hopefully start bringing in the cash.
You can pick one up and think it's the only one there, and then you'll see one right next to your hand.
Right
that you
beside
haven't
it,
seen. Right there.
Found the hot spot. Pretty good, actually. It's not spiky gold, it's slimy gold. Look at that.
There's enough water flow going through there, mate.
The question for Dwayne, who is new to collecting cucumbers, is how to store them on board to keep them fresh until they get back to Bluff.
So we've got these floating around, but I'm worried that cucumbers sit on the bottom and stick to the rock. I'm worried that they're not going to have anywhere to stick to and they're going to lose condition. We're sort of just trial and error, I suppose, but we don't really want to error as much as we trial because it could be costly.
If the cucumbers work out, it'll be a great earner for the team, and Dion in particular looks like he could use a wetsuit upgrade.
Oh, I've got new booties. These are my lucky ones.
This side, this end.
No, they've gone all fucking...
Yeah, they're too sloppy, mate.
This batch of sea cucumbers has already gone limp.
We,
Problem with soft slugs in the past.
time to time. You'd be lying if you said you hadn't.
So, will they go hard again?
Dwayne and Tim are worried their storage methods will ruin the cucumbers and render them worthless.
We didn't quite have enough moving water going through the crates, I think, so they've got a little bit softer.
It's really important the cucumbers stay in top quality condition until we get back to Bluff. So we want to gut them and get them on ice as soon as possible. Insert here, is it in the middle?
Yeah, just about 20 or 30 mil. As central as you can.
I don't know what I'm doing. No, no, it's just gone all. Oh, shit. The base says it all. It's a lot of work getting them down to temperature and stored and packed. But at the end of the day, if we get back to Bluff and they're not in good quality, there goes our money. Oh, the hand's cold.
Well, we send them up frozen, so he thaws them out, cooks them, dehydrates them, and then they're sent over to China like that. Much easier to transport and cheaper. And then, yeah, they put them back in water over there. They come back similar size and shape to this, and then, yeah, slice them up to eat. So, interesting little critters.
Once the cucumbers have been processed, it's time to load on the last of the day's urchins. Although full dough labs is a good sign, the boys are not confident in the quality of their urchins.
Not good, eh? It's awful. It's days like these, you know, you've got to battle through it. Not good. It's been a bloody frustrating day, all right. Yummy.
Honestly, just been eating all day.
That's what we're after, but a lot bigger.
Yeah, a bit of hard graft today. Sea cucumbers was a bit of a struggle, just mate. Yeah, a lot of it was just trying to get our systems in place, eh? Might be bad luck.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably the last trip Tim will do on this boat. We're going to get rid of him.
We were just asking if he's ever had a done trip where he's spent more money than he's earned. Wayne thinks this might be it. So.
And there's just one more catch to process.
Monster!
As the sun sets on Dusky Sound, the team are ready to call it a day.
Today it was a first for a lot of things, so we gave it a nudge, and we know we've got to pick our game up on a fair few things. They're all happy because they've been having fun spearing fish, but their bank account's going to say different if they don't have a good day tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow we can sort it.
Finally, a rest for the crew, dinner, a few beers and a few yarns before bed. Sun up, and the crew of the Southern Leader are hoping it'll be a much more fruitful dive today.
Oh, conditions are beautiful. Look at the sun coming up. There's a bit of swell on the outside, so we can't go on the outside yet. But that was expected. We knew that it was going to be too rough. But apart from that, it's a beautiful day. Good place to wake up to.
Dwayne has decided to relocate to a spot that may provide better urchin, but it also has some nasty rocks that need to be avoided.
You put her aground yet?
No.
Touch some wood yet.
Should have been in the water 3 hours ago trying to recoup our losses from yesterday.
The boys will have to leave this afternoon to be back in Bluff by the morning, as they have orders to fill.
If we leave at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to get there 8 o'clock in the morning, which is about right. So we've only got 6 hours of power when we really need 12.
Late start, early finish. At the moment, I'm not even going to pay for my airfare, so yeah, I'm going more than backwards. So anyway.
I am one highly unmotivated individual right now. Let me tell you. It's real frustrating. We didn't catch all yesterday. The paycheck's going to be real disappointing. There's cool killers around here at all.
They're just not fat, are they?
No, well, they're just not fat. They're about this big, you know, as big as my testicle.
Raymond may not seem too positive about the chances of a good haul, but the boys will need to give it a go nonetheless.
So most of you guys have got kids here. You need to pay for nappies and all that sort of carry on. And at the moment, you're not going to be able to pay for the nappies, so you better get in the water and find some fish.
Storm and Dion have swapped roles today, with Dion acting as dinghy boy while Storm dives.
I had the dinghy boy yesterday, but no, I'm lucky enough to be able to dive today, so make the most of it and try to get some money, you know, should be good.
The worst part of my day. Oh, Mummy, help me, please.
Boys are keener than the old boys today. Oh yeah, we'll let those fellas crack into it.
Today, once again, Dwayne and Tim are on the hunt for sea cucumbers, and the young bucks, Raymond, Dion and Storm, are hoping for better luck with the urchins. It's going to be a tough ask after yesterday's efforts.
Frustrating, man. You know how you see those shows like the crab and they can't find the crab? That's us. Can't find the spiky gold. Can't afford another crap day at work, so hopefully the boys will find some good urchins.